Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. I normally talk about movies and TV. I sometimes talk about Manchester United. I'm a big, passionate Manchester United fan. A few more minutes to go in this game, so I decided to do a video to vent, to let out the pain of what's going on. Let me ask you a question. How does a manager like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a man who managed Molde and relegated Cardiff, become the manager of one of the biggest sporting concerns in the world? It doesn't make sense. I understand when Mourinho was sacked, there was no one else to take over. You make him a temporary manager. There was even no rush to make him a full-time manager. But who does that? Who makes this little man the manager of Manchester United? He was a great striker for us. Not a legend. No, not a legend. Eric Cantona is a legend. Cristiano Ronaldo is a legend. George Best and all of them are legends. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a club legend. Let me repeat that for the people, the pieters at the back. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a club legend. He was a great forward for Manchester United. And I always loved him as a player, and I still love him as a player. But we can talk about the Glazers, of course we can. They haven't put in the right manager since Sir Alex Ferguson left this club. When was it? In 2011. That's a long time. Not one right decision. Mourinho was a top coach. He wasn't by the time he came to United. LVG had pioneered the Ajax youth system. Amazing football person, but the wrong man. And Moyes was Sir Alex Ferguson's pick. Again, the wrong man. But let's talk about Solskjaer, a man who always knew he was wrong for this job, that he was nowhere near good enough. I've been calling him the accidental manager. Have you ever seen The Accidental Hero? He's the accidental manager. And basically, he's a bit like Inspector Gadget. You know, somebody else does something good on the pitch and he takes credit for it. Well, yeah, but what about the treatment of Van der Beek? One of the best Dutch players in world football. We were lucky to get him. And we've treated him. He has treated him like shit. I promise you, if another manager comes in, and I still don't think they're going to sack him. We've lost 5-0 today, unless something's happening that I don't know about. So by the time you see this video, it will all be over. So I think it's 5-0. I have no fucking idea. How we haven't leaked more goals since we've been playing with 10 men, I don't know. But he knows how to get the defensive shape right. And probably Liverpool feels sorry for us. Klopp probably feels sorry for us. This is, of course, so embarrassing and hurtful for every single Manchester United fan. And I don't know where we go from here, because they may not sack him. This is the reality of the situation. They may not sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. How many times we think this is it, and someone puts out a puff piece. Oh, Man United are sticking with Solskjaer. They think he can get through this and do well. They're paying him next to nothing. Of course they want to keep him. Of course they want to hope that he turns it around. He is not. He will never win a trophy for Manchester United. He's had opportunities to win trophies with Manchester United as a manager, and he's failed as a manager. There's been times, with other managers you can blame the players. You can't blame the players this time. Players are like soldiers. They take orders. They follow orders. You can't expect them to work in a shitty defensive counter-attacking system and win things and play well. And if you think that can be done, you don't understand the game of football. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is guilty by association. Yes, the Glazers are con artists, fraudsters, taking away the dividends, taking away the money. Now they're trying to buy a cricket team, right? Buy the cricket team, sell your shares in Man United, and leave us the fuck alone. But now we have to concentrate, as fans pushing for this, that this manager goes. We need to pressure it, because they're not going to sack him. I don't think they're going to sack him. I've kind of run out of steam. I want to shout. I want to be angry, but I can't. I've lost my emotion for it because this has been going on for too long. And not just during Ollie's time at the club, but I think Ollie's time has been the most embarrassing. He has no idea. He has no tactical knowledge. He's insisted in McFred. And it doesn't make sense. He and he alone had an opportunity not to buy Sancho, and forget Ronaldo. Ronaldo is a club purchase. Ronaldo didn't choose, Ollie didn't choose to buy Ronaldo. That was a club decision. And personally, the way the guy's played and his attitude, he's been absolutely fantastic. I loved his interview over this weekend. Totally spot on. And by the way, he would be a great caretaker player manager. I think that would be the way to go for me. I did predict all of this as soon as Ronaldo came, that he would be our next manager. Although, am I being a bit of a hypocrite here? So, you know, one failed former player being a manager and then bringing in another one who's still playing the game. It could be disastrous. I don't know. But I did say that Ollie would be gone by Christmas because it was obvious. He's not good enough. And how many times do we have to say this? It's embarrassing that we've come to this, that we haven't found a replacement for Ferguson, and he's been gone all these years. I mean, we've seen Sir Alex in the stands looking utterly disgusted, and the writing was on the wall from the day Sir Alex criticised Ollie for dropping Ronaldo. Because, you know, Fergie's been keeping his mouth shut, being a good little ex-manager, legendary ex-manager, going, yeah, like Ollie, yeah, he's great, blah, blah, blah. For him to say that says something, that even he's pissed off with this manager. He's made deluded, crazy, stupid decisions. And everybody knows it. And let me just speak directly right now to the top Reds who say, I ain't doing any hashtags. I will not ask for a manager to be sacked, and you think you're the most loyal fans. You're not. You are part of the problem. Now, if that's the way you want to conduct yourselves, I can't tell you to do different. But putting people down for fighting for the soul of this club by asking for the removal of this accidental manager is not clever, is not smart. We are doing the right thing by asking for the removal. It's blatant. And you people who claim you're loyal fans by not wanting him out, you know he's not good enough. I see it in your tweets. And still you have your little digging at us for doing this. This is Manchester United Football Club. And we've got a rank amateur in charge of our club. Do you understand? Liverpool fans are singing Ollie at the wheel and Ollie must stay. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand how embarrassing that is? They know he's shit. We know he's shit. Jamie Carragher, the only player, pundit at the moment, speaking the fucking truth. Well, Gary Neville in the studio today saying he had a good feeling about today's game, that the players would turn up and we would do it. Or at least compete. We didn't compete. Because we can't compete. Because Liverpool are one of the best club sides in Europe, as are City and as are Chelsea. Chelsea sacked their player manager, their legend, and brought in a brilliant manager. And we all knew he was a brilliant manager. Do you know what the crime is here? We could have brought in that manager at United, sacked Ollie before they did. We could have did what they did, but we didn't act. And shall I tell you why? Because our owners enjoy it. Enjoy paying, you know, a bargain basement, half a fucking daily Del Boy manager next to nothing. And he's a buffer. He's a buffer for them. But he's not a buffer anymore because everyone knows he's crap. This is not about toxicity. This is not about calling Ollie out. He's not good enough to be this manager. I've done jobs that I haven't been good enough to do or haven't been suited to do. And I had to quit. I quit because I knew mentally I couldn't do the jobs. I mean, there were basic shop jobs, but I couldn't do the jobs. Like when I had to climb up a fucking ladder and put like toys on the top shelf, and I'm afraid of heights. I had to quit the job. I couldn't do the job. Ollie can't do the job. We are on our knees now as a club. We have again wasted time like we did with LVG and Moyes and Mourinho. And again, we've got to start again. Whether or not they sack him, I mean, they have to sack him, but there's a lot of people saying on Twitter, he's going to go, he's going to go. Don't bet on it. Don't bet on it. Now, if he's a decent man, he will resign, but he will not resign, because I don't think he actually is the decent bloke you all think he fucking well is. This has been obvious from day one. And should we go back to the Ollie at the wheel thing, and when he was a temporary manager and we were winning and playing great football, and he was making big protestations and you know, speeches about how United need to play a certain way, and we were when he first came in. And as soon as he sniffed a permanent job, he started the defensive counter-attacking bullshit. And he hasn't changed from that day. So he's a good bloke. He lied to Ed, he lied to you, he lied to me. He does not believe in the principles of Manchester United. Do you know what he actually does believe in? Keeping his job. He's in one of the biggest jobs in sport, and he wants to keep the job. And he will do anything, and he will say any bullshit. I must give it to him. He's a good bullshitter. He's a good talker in press conferences. He knows how to talk. But being a great talker isn't important. That's not what's important to me and you. It's what happens on the pitch. We've got a great fucking squad. And even Frank fucking Spencer or Joey Tribbiani from Friends could fucking do a better job than this guy. We are now on our knees and we need to rebuild, but we have to, even when we sack him, we have to finally make the right decision. Not only do we need a world-class manager, but it has to be someone who suits the club. You've got people like Conte and Zidane. I don't necessarily think they suit the club, but I think they're probably the kind of managers we may go for. I don't think they're going to fix the situation. They may have a little buffer effect at first, like Ollie did. I'm not sure. Listen, I'm not sure even if they're the right decision. I'm sure many of you out there will disagree with me. But right now, all I can think is that our greatest rivals have come to our house, pulled our pants down, and made a laughingstock of us. And it never had to be this way, everyone. That's the thing here. This is embarrassing that the greatest football club of all time has got this man, this joke, as a manager. And I'm fascinated what he's actually going to say. You know, football influencers on social media keep on asking us, what team should we play? It is irrelevant. It is not relevant who we play. It doesn't matter. Not with this man in charge. But at the very least, you should be playing the best, one of the best Dutch players in the world. And you shouldn't be playing Fred and McTominay. And let's talk about Maguire. What a load of crap. He's the most overrated player in English football right now. He's not good enough to be there. And Lindelof was a much better defender without him. And everyone goes after Lindelof because Maguire, everyone thinks Maguire's like Tony Adams or Pallister or Bruce or someone like that. He's not that player. He's not good enough to be our captain. Ollie made him our captain. Well, we all know Bruno Fernandes should be our captain. It's ridiculous because Ollie thinks he's clever. Oh yeah, make the hard, you know, the rough and tough centre-back, the captain. You know, he's Tony Adams, that type of thing. No. He's not even a good captain, Maguire. He always vanishes. A good captain doesn't vanish. It's Cristiano Ronaldo and people like that who make themselves noticed when we're going through it. And, you know, a lot of people don't believe foreign players understand the club. Well, there's at least two foreign players in our history that do understand our club, and that's Eric Cantona and Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer understands the club. We've heard a lot about DNA. Well, I'm sorry, Ollie. The DNA test results have come back, and you're not related to us, mate. The best thing to do, my friend, is go. BFH, bus fare home. This has been an embarrassing day. How can I go in the outside world and meet Liverpool fans tomorrow? I'm going to be a fucking mockery. You know, it's an embarrassing situation for us. And it's all about decisions. You put a good manager in, it doesn't matter who your chairman is or your owners are. Because that manager gets the respect and gets what he wants and does the right things on the pitch. But when you've got a Ken doll as a manager, a grinning, a Cheshire cat as your manager, it's a joke. I mean, this is worse than Christian Gross and his ticket to success. Do you remember when he came in for Tottenham? And Christian Gross was certainly a much better coach than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This is a low day for Manchester United Football Club, and we all must consider our conduct and our fault. But one thing's for sure, this manager must go. But I'm not sure he will. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. I'll be back with more videos, mainly about movies and TV. We will talk about Manchester United now and again. If he is sacked, I'll do another video. And if we get another manager immediately, I will do another video. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.